Good morning, children. Here I am again with my new video of chapter number 12, that is some natural phenomena. So without any delay, let us start the chapter. So children, in chapter number 12, some natural phenomena, I am going to start the remaining half portion of the chapter that contains earthquake, the reason of the earthquake, what is earthquake, how we can control earthquake, or if there is any measure that is responsible for earthquake, we can minimize it or we can reduce the reason. So these all information we will get in this video. So as you know that earthquakes like lightning, thunderstorm, this is also a type of natural phenomena. So here you can see about the earthquake. You just learn about thunderstorm and lightning. These two things are predictable kind of natural phenomena that causes destruction, and that is a disastrous natural phenomena. These natural phenomena can cause large scale destruction of human life and property. But fortunately, these phenomena can be predicted to some extent. The weather department is the department that can predict and that can give the information about the thunderstorm and lightning. But the earthquakes, here we are going to study about the earthquakes. These earthquakes are the sudden shaking or trembling of the earth which last for a very short time. The sudden shaking. This is a sudden shaking of the ground caused by the passage of seismic waves through earth rocks. You can see the picture here. This is the picture of the earthquake. So children, one natural phenomena, that is earthquake, which are not yet predictable. It is a kind of destructive natural activity that can harm the human life, property, but we cannot forecast about this natural disaster. This is a very unfortunate thing about the earthquake. A major earthquake occurred in India on 8th October 2005 in Uri and in Tangdhar towns of North Kashmir. Before that, a major earthquake occurred on 26th January 2001 in year 2001 in Bhuj district of Gujarat. So basically, the earthquake, what are the causes of earthquake? So children, these earthquakes are caused by the seismic waves, by the movement of the internal plates. We will discuss about these plates that are very important for the concept of earthquake. So basically, the earthquakes is caused by disturbance deep inside the earth's surface. Here the picture of the this is the picture of the earth, where you can see the various layer. The outermost layer is a crust. After that, this mantle layer is after the crust or just below the crust. Then after that, mantle, outer core, this darker shade part is outer core, and this lighter yellow color part is the inner core. These are the layers of the earth. So children, earthquakes occur all the time all over the earth, but they are not noticed because their intensity, they have a very low intensity. But when the intensity will be increased, or when the intensity has been increases, then they are noticeable. Major earthquakes are much less frequent. The destructive major earthquake, they're in the higher intensity earthquake, or we can say the intense earthquakes are very less. They can cause severe destruction and damage to all the things which are found on the crust area. This is the crust. So if any disturbance occur inside this layer, so we will feel on the topmost layer, that is the crust layer. So basically these earthquakes damage our buildings, bridges, dams, and the people, animal, everything which are present on the crust area. So there can be a great loss due to the earthquake. We will suffer a lot, and we will face a great loss to the property, the great loss to the life. Earthquakes can cause floods, landslides, and tsunamis. Okay, a major tsunami. Tsunamis are what? The very intense and heightened tides. And how they occur? When any disturbance, when any internal disturbance occur, then everything that is on the layer of the crust, they will also disturb. Whether they are water bodies, whether they are the buildings, the animals, the bridges, the dams, everything will be disturbed. So you can see here the layers of the earth. Now it is important to discuss how the internal layers disturbed, how they move, because according to the definition, the sudden shaking of the ground, these sudden shaking is known as the earthquake, and these are due to the seismic waves. These seismic waves are produced. Okay, these seismic waves are produced, and when some form of energy that are stored in earth crust is suddenly released. So basically it is important to understand the plates and the disturbance that are created. So the outermost layer of the earth is not in one piece. They are segmented. They are fragmented layer. Okay, the outermost layer is a fragmented, or we can say segmented part. Each fragment or segment means different pieces. So we cannot say that the crust that we can see in this figure, the outermost layer is not a single layer. It is made by the pieces. It is made in the form of pieces. These pieces are fragment, or they are segment, which are known as plate. These fragment or these segment of the crust or the topmost layer is known as the plates. When these plates are in continual motion, when they brush past one another, when they glide on each other, when these plates goes under another due to collision, they cause disturbance. You can see the picture you can see here, and the process will be clearly visible here. A plate goes under another due to collision. Here you can see the fragments. One is in the indigo color and other is in the cream color. So when these two kind of plates collide or glide on each other, they cause disturbance, and this disturbance we can feel easily on the crust area. This disturbance that shows up as an earthquake on the surface of the earth. So this is the reason when these plates, fragmented or segmented plates, glide, when they push each other, when they move in the opposite direction, then because of the movement of these plates, we feel shaking, we feel sudden disturbance, and this is earthquake. So now after that, we know for sure what caused an earthquake. It is not yet possible to predict. It means we cannot predict earthquake. Okay, where the next earthquake is going to occur, we cannot say this. Tremors on the earth can also be caused when a volcano erupts. Means if any destruction, any movement, any kind of disturbance occur in the inner layer, in the tectonic plates, then we will feel the movement on the topmost layer. So due to the nuclear explosion in the underground way, we can also this could be also one of the reason of the earthquake. So how we can measure the earthquake? How can we say that this earthquake is more intense? There is also a measuring technique and the measurement unit. So there is a scale, that is Richter scale, and this Richter scale is used to measure the intensity of the earthquake. When the mark is on 7, okay, the 7 number shows when the intensity is shown in the Richter scale 7 or below 7, then we can say that it is a less intense earthquake. But if the figure will be more than 7, then it become more intensive and it will be more destructive or severe intense earthquake it will be. So the power of an earthquake is expressed in terms of magnitude on a scale that is called Richter scale. So we can measure the power of the earthquake in the term of a magnitude this magnitude we can measure on a measuring scale that is known as Richter scale. As we are using meter scale, centimeter scale, similarly the intensity of the earthquake has been measured on a Richter scale. Now you can also see here the seismograph. This seismograph, you can see the reading. This is the seismograph, a graph by which we can represent the intensity of the earthquake in a graphical way. So the tremors means episode. The tremors produce waves on the surface of the earth. These are called seismic waves. So please underline this because this is very important definition. The tremor produce waves on the surface of the earth. These are called seismic waves. The waves are recorded by an instrument called seismograph. The graphical representation. It is a graphical form or representation of the earthquake. The instrument is very simple and it is a kind of vibrating rod. It having a vibrating rod or a pendulum. You can see the pendulum. You know what is pendulum? Okay. In sound chapter we have read, which starts vibrating when tremors occur. When the tremors occur, episode of earthquake occur, it start vibrating. A pen is attached with the ball of the pendulum. The pen records the seismic waves. You can see here this is a graph. Okay, the up down movement like a sound waves. Okay, so this is a wave of earthquake or seismic wave that has been recorded on a paper. By studying these waves, scientists can construct a complete map of earthquake. So now how can we protect? So protection against earthquake, it is also very important. So how we can protect ourselves? So basically earthquake cannot be predicted. So we also have seen that they can be highly destructive. So the destruction and damage is the level of the damage and destruction is higher. So it is therefore important that we take necessary precaution. So we have to take a precaution to protect ourselves all the time. People who are living in seismic zones, that zone, the part of the country that are more prone for earthquake, like the NCR, the Delhi, the part of the Delhi, the area Delhi, where the earthquake are more likely to occur. These people have to specially prepared. First of all, the buildings in these zones should be so designed that they can withstand major tremors. They can bear the tremors, the episode of the earthquake. Modern buildings technology can make it possible. Now there are some advice. What are these? Consult qualified architects and structural engineers. These all are during the time of the construction. In highly seismic areas, the use of mud or timber is better than using heavy construction material. We have to use a lighter material. Then what will happen? The damage and destruction and the damage of the life, human life and animal life will be lesser. Keep roof as light as possible. In case the structure falls, the damage will be less. It is better if the cupboards and shelves are fixed to the wall so that they do not fall easily. Be careful where you hang wall clocks, photo frames, etc. because during the earthquake time they do not fall on the people. Since some buildings may catch fire due to an earthquake, it is necessary that all buildings, especially taller buildings, multi-story buildings, have firefighting equipment and instruments. So the Central Building Research Institute, Roorkee, has developed know how to make quake-resistant houses. So this is very important because the area which comes under the seismic zone, they have to use this kind of technique. Okay, in the event that an earthquake does strike, take the following steps. What are the precautions, what are the measures which we can take during the time of the earthquake and how we can protect ourselves? So it has been given here. If you are at home, first thing, you have to take shelter under the table. Then stay away from tall and heavy objects. If you are on bed, do not get up. Protect your head with a pillow. Secondly, if you are not at home, you are outdoors, then find a clear spot away from buildings, trees and overhead power. Drop to the ground. Second, if you are in a car or bus, do not come out. Ask the driver to drive slowly to a clear spot. Do not come out till the tremors come, till the tremors stop. So this is all about the chapter. Now the remaining part, that is earthquake, this topic has been discussed here. I hope you all have understood and this video will help you. So children, I will send you some question and answer of this chapter too. So thank you for watching this video, children.